Hello, everybody. This is Dr. CJ Benkert with Pura Vida Wellness, and I have an amazing treat for you today. We have Peggy joining me, and as a lot of you know, I typically will do these testimonial stories or shares, usually at the end or after somebody has gone through our Pura Vida Wellness 3-month cellular healing journey. But I thought it would be really powerful for us to have a conversation with Peggy now, even though you're what, 20 days in? How many days of
Actually 30, yes.
30 days in? Okay, so
I
1 month
started
into the
June the
program.
2nd. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So what I'd like to do first is just, introduce Peggy, let her introduce herself, whatever you'd like to share. How did you find us? And we can just take it from there. So what would you like to share about yourself and just give people a little bit of background information on how you found us and what was it that made you decide to work on your health?
Well, I've been trying to work on my health for many years. Haven't had a lot of luck. Uh, I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's thyroiditis, polycystic ovarian syndrome, type 2 diabetes, congestive heart failure, glaucoma, retinopathy, peripheral neuropathy, and have just been deteriorating for many years. I was taking so much medication, and I could just tell that it was making me worse and worse and worse. Um,
Yeah.
I was on 2,500 milligrams of metformin a day and about 68 units of insulin a day,
Oh my
and
gosh.
200 milligrams
Repeat
of
that again.
levothyroxine.
Repeat those medications again.
2,500 milligrams of metformin a day
A
and
day.
about 68 units of insulin a day, and 200 milligrams of levothyroxine, and just not feeling any better and really feeling at the end of my rope. I was having to walk with a cane. I just felt 100 years old, and I'm just turning 65. And so I uh, was
A
really,
young chickadee just like me.
oh, thank you. I was really just feeling hopeless, and was feeling sort of like giving up. My stomach was just huge from the insulin injections. Just could not lose weight for anything as much as I try. Go to the doctor and say, how can can I ever get off this medication? Well, when your blood sugar goes down, well, how do I get my blood sugar down? We'll lose weight. Well, how do I lose
Mm,
weight? The medicine's causing me to gain weight. Well, you're a diabetic. That's all you're hearing. Just this round and round reasoning. And I was feeling, as I say, very hopeless. And a coworker actually had met you and came in and was telling me about you. And I'd been reading a lot about cellular regeneration and eating clean, and just didn't have a real direction on where to go. So I was doing deep breathing and meditation, and I bought a grounding mat, and I bought a red light therapy belt, and I was trying all of that, but it just felt like a losing battle. And so when you started talking, I just felt like that was a clear answer. And so thankfully, I was able to jump on board and get started. And within uh, maybe a week to a week and a half, which sounds unbelievable, I suddenly could get up out of my chair without hurting, without being in pain. I started walking a little bit without my cane. My blood sugar started going down. Um, just I started losing weight that had been impossible to lose, and just every day gets better and better. And so I'm so grateful. I've not strayed from the plan because it's nothing tastes as good as this feels, honestly. And I'm just so
love
grateful to
that.
be in the position that I'm in right now.
Interesting. You talked about, some of the changes that you have made before I feel God brought you into my life. But
I
the
agree
changes you
100%.
made, Yeah, doesn't it feel like that? It
Yes,
feels very, very powerful and very synchronicity, like serendipity or synchronicity. But the
yes,
things that you had already kind of reached out for is everything I teach anyway, red light, grounding. And then you said cellular healing, cellular regeneration. You had
yes,
already been looking into all of those things. So no
yes.
wonder when we had that first conversation, you were probably just like, oh,
It
right?
just
Just
felt
like,
it was made to order. It was unbelievable how every single thing that you explained to me was exactly what I'd been looking for, but I didn't have a trail guide to get there. And so
yeah.
I knew that this was the right answer. And I had been praying about it. And I mean, immediately this answer came. And
See?
I feel really fortunate. I've been on the plan for 30 days and I've
Okay.
lost right at 25 pounds, which I'm
Oh
so
my
thrilled about.
goodness.
And
Way above average.
my blood sugar's gone from 326 and now it's in the 120s. We're still working on getting that on down, but I'm completely off of insulin. I'm off of metformin. I've cut my levothyroxine down into half. And I just take that and
Wow.
my glaucoma drops and an aspirin every day. It's heaven. So, along with my drops. So,
Yeah, and now that because you're on the 3-month cellular healing program, you don't have to worry about taking a bunch of supplements because you just
no.
have these amazing drops that support you nutritionally, help get you into fat burning, give you the energy, they're detoxifying your body. We've upped your detox drops a little bit because I know now, that about at least a third of diabetics, the number one cause is toxicity. Not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily diet, but just toxins that have accumulated in the body and affected those insulin receptors. Because you're
Yes,
type 2 diabetic, your pancreas still works. Did you
right.
ever wonder why, if my pancreas still works, why do I need this medication?
Well,
Why? What did
exactly.
they tell you, or what did you think about that?
it just kept they just kept bringing up, this is what you need to do. You've got to try this or you're just going to get worse and worse. And, naturally when you feel like you're facing going blind or, I've had two heart attacks. And all of a sudden I don't have heart pains. I don't have arm pains. I don't have to take nitro under my tongue. My
Mm.
son commented 2 days ago that he hadn't seen me walk this well in years. And I've lost 4 inches off my stomach in a
Oh my
month.
gosh.
And all of that was just this accumulation of just poison. And I could tell that
Don't
it
you think it
was
was like toxic water?
absolutely
Yeah.
100%. Yes.
Oh my goodness. So I also loved what you said, like nothing, like you said you stuck with the program exactly.
Yes.
And because you have such a powerful why, it's like I think you finally got to the point where you realized if I don't do something different, you had been suffering for how long had you been
Oh,
suffering?
my goodness. I had my second heart attack 2 years ago, and that's when things became incredibly worse. And my eyesight became so much worse. And
Yeah.
it's stabilized right now. I went to the doctor the other day and it's stabilized. So I'm really looking forward to getting new lab work done
Yes.
and see
But wait,
say
but
what we
wait,
see.
don't do it right away. Make sure
No.
you wait. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. And just every day is just like this gift. I'm looking forward to every day and I wasn't. And I remember you asking me, where do you see yourself in 6 months? And I honestly didn't know if I would be here in 6 months. And so this is just truly, I want to cry. It's like a miracle.
Aw. Well, you've done it. You started off with the prayer. God answered your prayer. So
Absolutely.
you reached out for help, just like myself so many times throughout my life. I mean, the journey that I'm on now began 12 years ago with my own health failing and not feeling well and hurting and and I did the same thing. I cried out in prayer, I can't keep living like this at
No.
49 years old. and I was nowhere near what you have been going through or had gone through. But for me, it was such a stark contrast to where I was in my, 20s and 30s.
And me as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I just cried out. It's like I've always thought to myself, I want to live to be 100, but at 49 years old, I'm like, if this is how I'm going to feel,
Oh,
I don't
yes.
want to live to be
Yeah.
100. I don't even know if I want to live another day. I mean, I wasn't
Exactly.
suicidal necessarily, but I was in a really, really dark place. And God does answer prayer.
Absolutely.
And I'm so grateful that He brought us together.
And I am also as well.
Yeah. So where do you see, and we'll wrap this up because I definitely want to touch base with you again. But
Okay.
what do you see for your future? And the reason I ask this is because I know you have a powerful why, because you have suffered so much. You have a very powerful why to keep going and keep on track. Whereas I have some people come in, that maybe haven't gone through what you've gone through, and they just want to lose a little bit of weight, and they don't have these struggles and these, the pain and the heart attacks, and sometimes it's hard to get them to take it seriously. So what would you say to them? Maybe they haven't, faced that
Hmm.
diagnosis yet. And then where do you see yourself in the future? Like, what do you think will keep you on track so that you continue this journey? Or is it just a no-brainer for you? Like there's no other option.
It doesn't feel as though there's another option. I mean, of course, there's always an option, but I don't like where that option would take me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just feeling so good. I'm feeling hopeful about the future. I'm looking forward to getting older. This is like seriously a miracle. Um, I every every day is just like a gift right now, and it wasn't, and it was
Yeah.
miserable. Honestly, and was filled with dread because I felt so terrible. And
Yeah.
it's unbelievable how fast this has worked. And I just can't say enough good things about it. I'm telling everyone. So I hope you get a lot of customers coming your way more.
Thank you. How would you describe the program? Is it hard? Is it easy?
You know,
Is it challenging?
it doesn't to me it isn't difficult. I had tried intermittent fasting in the past. It's not difficult to wait until your noon meal. And then the food, it just tastes so good because you're doing so many good things for your body. Um,
Yeah.
that I was also, instead of drinking water, was drinking iced tea all day long,
Yeah.
and I'm down to one little cup of iced tea in the morning, and that's it. And I drink my gallon of water a day, and
Yeah.
I didn't think that was possible. And I mean that alone has done wonders for me as
Uh-huh.
well. Just my I have not I hadn't have not had the desire for sugar or refined carbohydrates or anything. I'm just happy eating the way I'm eating, and people have at first they feel uncomfortable because they don't want to eat in front of you, or they don't want to eat ice cream or whatever, and
Right.
it's not even desirable to me. And that is amazing as well. I feel as though you have covered all the bases that make this a relatively easy program to follow. You just have to do it, and
Yeah.
each day just commit to it. And
Mm-hmm.
and I like the steps. You just go down the steps each day and do your next designated
Yeah.
step, and it's easy, no matter how busy you are. It is a easy program to follow, but it is so effective that you see
Yeah.
a difference right away. Yes.
Now, do you mind sharing? Were you craving different foods before you met me? What was your
Oh,
diet
yes.
like?
I
Did you have a hard time
uh
controlling your eating?
um at certain times during the day, if under stress, I would want sugar or salt,
Yeah.
really salty things. Um Mostly sugar, and
Yeah.
chocolate. I was a big chocoholic. I tried to keep it at bay because of the diabetes. And
Mm-hmm.
so I would just really have to regulate myself, but it was a struggle. And then also I was completely addicted to caffeine. And I don't feel like
Mm.
that's the case anymore either. And so, and also, I was probably taking 8 extra strength Tylenol gel caps a day
Mm.
and having to take NyQuil at night to be able to sleep. And I've not had to do either of those things for a month. I mean, right away, that just stopped. All the desire for any of those things or the need for them has just completely stopped. So it just,
That is
what can I
miraculous.
say? Yes, absolutely.
And how long were you taking that much ibuprofen every day?
Oh gosh, years, just
Oh, your
because I was
poor
in so
little
much pain.
kidneys.
I know, I
Oh my
know. So
gosh.
fortunately, those haven't been damaged, which I'm very lucky, but
Yeah.
it
And
feels so good to not be doing that to myself and not have to be doing that to myself and just
yeah,
not feel that inflammation that was just
yeah.
running rampant through my entire body.
Well, I know you're in the midst of everything now. You're kind of in the jungle going through the healing journey. But I
Yes,
just want to, give you a little picture of, long-term health and wellness. And that's really what I love to teach people is, the 3-month program is one thing. It is powerful, it is amazing. But really the strength and the power and the long-term change in your body happens after. And that's when we can talk about, healthy chocolate and, making zucchini bread, with
sure.
almond flour. There's so many parallel shifts you can make, and there's so much more to learn. And especially as you get healthier metabolically, and we want to actually have you do nature's carbs periodically, not right now, because
Right.
we don't want insulin being released at all right now. And,
No.
your journey will be customized and individualized for you, completely different than any other person's journey. But just know that there's so much more ahead. And just I don't ever want someone to feel like I'm going to have to deprive myself and restrict myself, because it's not about that. It's just about
I don't
teaching
feel that
real
way.
eating. Okay.
Yeah, my daughter-in-law actually asked me last night, "Are you gonna always have to eat like this?" And I said, "If
Nope.
that's what it takes, then I will be glad to do it because just the contrast of just my life and the quality
Yeah.
of has just improved so much that it would be
But I
fine if
promise
I
you,
had
you
to."
don't. You
But
don't have to eat exactly like you're eating right now.
yeah, well,
But
that'll be nice, but right now
yeah,
it's just fine.
nice. Okay, so you've had such amazing changes. How much you've lost 25 pounds in
Yes,
30 days.
yes.
So anybody watching, that's way above average. Um, I have had a few women, lose close to a pound per day, but that's not typical. I think with you, Peggy, a lot of it is, what you talked about, the inflammation and just the toxicity. And, I'm sure you've
Mhm.
dropped a lot of toxic water weight.
Oh, yes.
And we know that, you haven't lost any muscle. Your body's just burning fat and detoxifying because you've got more strength and more
Oh, no.
energy and sleeping better than
I
than before.
I really do. It's
Yeah.
great.
And it's not calorie restrictive. You're eating a certain amount of calories, but you're also getting all that extra energy from the fat that you're burning and the nutrients that you're putting into your system, the ketones and the amino acids and the D3 and the B12 and all of those amazing things. Okay, so what do you want for your future? And by the way, I want you to know that I understand there's been some changes in your body, but I believe 100% that we can continue to heal. And I can't guarantee you that we're going to have you to where you were, 20 years ago. But yes, we've stopped the progression in the eyes, and I believe over time that the body can heal. And that's what I
I
teach in
believe that
my,
as well.
yeah. I mean, that's what I teach in my quarterly challenges. That's what I teach in my, my wellness program, staying engaged with people so we can continue to work on healthy eating and diet variation and detoxification, because it's a lifelong journey. But be able to splurge and have different foods and parallel shifts. And instead of, coconut, instead of like canola oil or, hydrogenated oils or,
Mhm.
I can't believe it's not butter, teaching you how to eat healthy, satiating fats like avocado and ribeye steaks. And we're not doing that right now because we want you in this deep fat burning, but you
Right.
can splurge quite a bit later. And that's what I really love to teach, is just a fulfilled life, fulfilled eating,
Exactly.
fulfilled joy, relationships, all of that.
And I look forward to all that. I truly do. But right now I'm perfectly content. Honestly, there's no
I
deprivation going
love it.
on here. So,
I love it. Any last minute thoughts
well, I
before
if you
we?
haven't, to anyone out there, if you have felt anything that I've described, please reach out because you won't be sorry. You will not be sorry. So,
Thank you, Peggy.
thank
Thank you
you.
so much for sharing your story. And I
My
do believe,
pleasure.
yeah, 100% that God's going to bring the right people in to hear this message so that, they can find what you found by somebody sharing the message with you. Now you're going to pass it on, pay it forward, and
Mhm.
somebody else will hear your message, and we can save another life, because of
Absolutely.
your willingness to share your story and to be vulnerable and to be out there, because this is personal, don't you think? It's
Sure. It's
personal.
very personal.
Yeah.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
I'm honored that you asked.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
I
Have an
appreciate you as
amazing rest
well.
of your day.
I will. You
Everybody,
do the same.
thanks, Peggy. Everyone, thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. And I can't wait to hear your story. Or if you want some help, reach out anytime. We're here to support you and guide you to live your most amazing, healthiest life in mind, body, heart. Most important, right, Peggy? Spirit.
Absolutely.
All right. Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.